not into ball torture. Thank you very much. End of conversation. She's like, well, neither am I. I'm just wondering. I'm like, no, sweetheart, there's a name for that. That's what it's called. End of conversation. And then I guess because I blocked her, I got Mia Yim had it too. We started getting like a guy who was like sending us messages about it and just like I was just like, oh my God, what the hell? I just had to like, I'm blocking you, you fucking retarded. I just said fucking, I'm sorry. You're stupid, I'm done. It was just ridiculous.
Maybe they were just asking the questions incorrectly. Let me just put it this way, okay? Like, say they had asked you to do it, like say they had asked you to be into that sort of torture for, say, $750 a session. You know, wrestling gear ain't getting no cheaper, you know, in this day and age. We're in a recession right now, you know what I'm saying? They don't get no tax breaks for, like, spandex. So,
unfortunately.
Say they was trying to go for, say, about $750 a session. You saying you wouldn't just, you know, field goal somebody in the nuts like you know, right then and there? You know what I'm saying? That's many pairs of tights. You wear some tiny tights too, so I know that's
I do.
many an outfit. You know.
You know, I'm not gonna answer that because I know the second I do, I'm gonna get 30 requests on Facebook and 30 requests on Formspring about, you know, when I'm gonna be doing that next. So I'm like, you know what? What I'm doing right now actually is I'm looking up to see if I find the questions so I can read it back to you guys so you guys can understand where my whole situation was coming from.
But we're trying to drum you up clientele, you know, especially at $750 a kick. I mean, I'm serious, man. You're going to be paid better than most field goal kickers, man, in the NFL.
I do. I am a pretty good kicker. I can kick. I grew up with boys. I know how to kick.
Man.
You know what? I don't know. If it happens, it has to be done like nobody would ever know about it. There's no evidence, blah blah. You know, that kind of gimmick. Like no. Yeah. That's how I'm gonna roll.
Okay.
Somebody's biting now? What's going on? Like,
well, we're talking about nut shots on air, so the chat room is talking about biting. We're all sadists.
Anyway. I can do that. I'm not mad, but
I'm not a sadist. You will not say that about me, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So what? Occasionally, I like to get my hair pulled. Yeah, maybe occasionally, you know what I'm saying? I like to play slave master's daughter in the role play, you know what I'm saying? I'm the bad slave that's in from the field, and that's slave master's daughter who snuck me in the back door. Maybe we going to make Master mad by going in his bedroom and doing something wrong. I like to have him wild method. That doesn't make me a sadist. You know, occasionally I like to meet a lady who's got a very strong lariat. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I like from time to time to get Belle to belly suplex into the bedroom, you know. I don't think that's a problem with me. I wouldn't call that sadism. I just like a spirited woman.
Well,
with my spirit, you know.
Wow.
You're starting to get comfortable with us. You're starting to open it up just a little bit, maybe a little bit too much. But
a little bit too much, I'd say.
No. What I'm saying is, like, what's there is no problem. There's no problem with me. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a problem. And when you can't define that as sadism. I don't think you can define that as sadism. I don't think. Or am I wrong?
I'm gonna let that one go. I'm just gonna yeah. Wrestling, huh? Yeah.
We have a role player in the chat room as well, Sugar. WWE Angel Neff, she's a role player as well. So there you go.
But we talking a role player like Final Fantasy or role player like I like to dress up?
I think the second one.
Oh my. Okay, but yeah, I know y'all haven't heard this in a bit. It's time to bring this one back up. Drum roll. A/F/L/
Oh, ASL. Seriously, yes. People still do that?
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I thought that went the way of the telegram.
Yes. You would need to go in the chat room, and you can converse with her there, Mr. Dunkerton.
Who wants to converse? What?
Oh, that now?
First, is converse even really? Is converse a real word?
Is what a real word?
Is converse a real word?
Yes.
Yes.
Making sure. Just making sure.
Converse is conversation or converse is in the shoe.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Conversate isn't a real word. That's the word that my friend and I used to make up when we were in high school. But it used to mean something completely different that we're not going to discuss right now. Mm-hmm.
It's okay. We can say conversate. I can turn off the teacher button. I don't have to be a teacher on the phone. So
thank you, teacher.
Conversate's fine.
Hop a teacher.
But Marty,
I think Nick wants to get into
WSU this weekend.
Hell yes, that's what I was gonna say, man. Let's talk a little bit about wrestling now. WSU has the first pay-per-view this Saturday. We're actually doing a double taping at at Ace Arena, Union City. We're doing a double taping. The first taping is being released on iPay-per-view, so you can actually watch it live if you can't make it down to Jersey to see it. I know a lot of people are always like, oh my God, I can't make it. I live blah blah blah. I live here. I'm like, you know what? That's cool. My parents are going to be in Dominican Republic watching it. So if my parents in a different country can watch it, you in New York City, you in Rhode Island can watch it. You in Florida can watch it. North Carolina, South Carolina, I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know. Pick it up whenever you guys want.
I'm watching.
Yeah, there's going to be some freaking amazing matches in the card. Tina and I, the Belle Saints, have our first WSU title shot against the Cosmo Club, Jana and Cindy. And Mercedes Martinez was defending her title, I believe, for the 33rd time against Jazz, who Jazz was one of her idols, and now she gets to step into the ring versus a legend to us, you know. What else? Serena Straight Edge Society is making her debut, along with ODB is making her debut at WSU as well. Tracy Brooks is back. I'm just trying to. There's so many people that I can't even tell you. Oh, we also have, which came last minute, and it's gonna be freaking insane. And that's one of the people that I'm most looking forward to seeing is Homicide. Homicide actually decided that he's going to come down, and his words were he heard there were a lot of hot mommies, and he needs to make sure he's hanging out with them. So he's coming down, and I think he's going to challenge Mercedes. That's what it seems like is happening. So, I mean, it's going to be, yeah. So that's what it seems like. He pretty much, his words were that he has a date with Mercedes Martinez. So, it's gonna be quite an interesting show. I mean, this is gonna be one of the most talented locker rooms I've ever been in. And I mean, I say this about WSU every time, but seriously, WSU is top product. You can't. HTR's got beef with Homicide.
But we don't have beef with Homicide. You just mentioned that he said that there was going to be some hot mamas coming around, and we just thought he'd be hanging with us around this time. You know, we've got Marti Belle. He was supposed to show up on the show. Something happened. We don't really know, and he backed out. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Maybe you can ask him about that at the show. I don't know.
I'm sorry?
When you see him on Saturday, tell him to holler at your boys. You appear regularly. You're a great fan of the show, and find out what the dealio was and why. When will he be making his appearance?
I will. I will definitely talk to him. See, that would have been a fun little alter. I mean, it'll be a little bit. It'll be like, oh my God, it could have been like a date. Me and Homicide could have had a HTR date.
Yeah.
How awesome.
Absolutely.
Man,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I can't
Right.
think of any. I can't think of any cute Homicide, Marti, Belle. See, Sugabelle works. Let's not push it with all these other
Sugabelle
dates.
was pretty awesome. Not gonna lie, that was pretty damn awesome.
Man,
y'all could bring back intergender tag teams. I mean, it could happen.
I'm not opposed. I'm equal opportunity like that. I could do that. I'm saying though, you saying like Homicide's about to challenge Mercedes, like he done ran out of people to get in fights with. It's gone to that. It's gone to one.
You know, I think what and I kind of conceded this. He said pretty much Mercedes is the top female in wrestling. And, you know, he believes that he's a top male. And what better, is he Puerto Rican? He's Puerto Rican, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I believe
So is Mercedes. I think he's just ready to make, you know, to make some Puerto Rican magic happen. I for one, can say I'm really excited because I know I train with guys, so I know how to deal with guys a lot, and Mercedes has 10-plus years in the business. I'm sure she's dealt with enough men, and I cannot wait to see what is really going to happen because, yeah.
Now, Marti, you've kind of switched the image in my head now. Now I went from those two battling to the Rated R segment on WSU. What you switched it on me.
Oh God, no! Please don't get me wrong. Mercedes is the last person I can think of. What I'm trying to say is that Mercedes is the kind of champion who anybody can step up to her. No matter who it is, she's going to take them on. And Homicide's going to be no different. Exactly. Jericho versus China. There we go. This is that kind of situation where I'm not looking at this match as, oh crap, Homicide is here. I'm looking at it as, oh crap, he's going to get his butt whooped because I know Mercedes is going to get in there. Mercedes is not going to get out of there without putting up the biggest fight. So
Homicide is basically holding. He's basically holding like the Chris Brown Invitational at WSU.
You know what? I would never consider Mercedes or Rihanna because Rihanna would just sit there and take it. I just can't picture Mercedes sitting there and taking anything from her, from Homicide, from anybody.
I didn't say she had to sit down there and take it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, I'm just thinking of like the premier woman beater of our generation. And, you know, Ike Turner is dead, and, you know, it's been some years on that. Chris Brown is the new premier woman beater of our generation. So I figure it's only fair we call it the Chris Brown Invitational. So, you know.
I don't know. All I'm saying, how about if they're the ones that are gonna start it off, I have no problem continuing it. So whenever you want to get your butt up to New York, you feel free to come down and I'll be Chris Brown in the story.
Marti, I don't want to fight you. You must not understand this. Do you not remember our last conversation?
That is
you must not
true.
understand. I don't want to fight you. I don't want to slap you around. I mean,
because you wouldn't be able to. It'd be embarrassing.
See what you're doing. See what you're doing right now. See what you're doing right now. You're getting all mouthy, all that stuff like that. That's fine though. I like that though. You all fiery and whatnot.
You know I am.
You probably that kind of girl. I try and tell her, like, you know, what she ordering for dinner, and she was like, I don't want none of that. You probably be doing all that, snapping your fingers and bobbing your head and stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't have to do none of that. All I got to do is look at you, and you'd be like, oh, I'm sorry, I apologize.
Oh, yeah, Suge likes that.
One look.
Suge likes that a lot.
Just one look.
Oh,
I see we're boring everybody, so there's a icon war going on.
Don't mind the chat room. Whatever.
Can I talk about this weekend? Because it's pretty exciting stuff that just happened.
I want to talk about this weekend.
Go for it.
Now, in your tag match, the Belle Saints versus Cindy Rogers and Jana of the Cosmo Club, where after Saturday you will be one half of the WSU Tag Team Champions.